Hello everyone, this isn't a video I wanted to make, but I feel like I should make it, because I feel like this is something that should definitely be spoken about, because of the amount, just because of the sheer amount of issues I've had, and I feel like other people will have these issues as well, so I just feel like this video needs to be made. And before I get into it, I will be talking about LGBTQ and plus and that community, because I am part of that community. But this is on, and most of these experiences I'll talk about in this video are my own experiences or experiences of people I know and have been willing to share. Now I'll get into it. So, the thing I want to talk about is how people in the LGBTQ community can be treated differently in comparison to everyone else. Like, I am part of the LGBTQ community. I've known since like September that I'm gay, but I've not really told people. Like, I've told friends and that, but I'm not going to get around to telling my family for a few more years at least, because I'm not ready yet. But like, we get people in the LGBTQ community get targeted a lot and are always treated differently. As a result, like at school, this is my example. This is one of my incidents involving me. Earlier this year, I think it was April. I think maybe earlier this month, but I'm pretty sure it was April. Not long after we came back, I was in the lads' bathrooms, and this group of lads who were behind me, like, one of them slapped my arse, which I was disgusted by, because obviously that's one, assault, and two, I believe it could be seen as like targeting a person because of their sexuality, gender, race, religion, something like that. But specifically, I've had issues with those kids since I came out back in September. Like, another incident involving me was I was coming out of the bathrooms again. This was September/October. I'd been coming out of the bathrooms, and one of these kids walked up to me as I was coming out and said, "Shouldn't you be using the other ones?" And I'm saying that as quoting them, because we were in the men's bathrooms. So they were telling me I should be using the women's, but I'm not comfortable with that, obviously. And like, I've reported every incident that's happened to my school, and they just won't do anything. Like, they've like spoken with those kids, like, but I don't think they've done enough. Like, and I'm just like, honestly, I'm disgusted that the school are doing this, like letting kids bully other kids. Like, there's been tons of incidents involving my sexuality, and I keep most of them like hidden. Like, kids obviously will ask me questions which I don't mind answering, because they just want to know more about me, and I'm alright answering them. Like, if they ask me if I'm just gay or if I'm bi, obviously I'm just gay, I'm not bi, but I do get asked that sometimes. I don't mind answering it, because obviously people just want to know, so then they can treat me equally. But it's mainly the kids who don't ask those questions that can treat me differently. Like, those two incidents I don't know if those kids involved watch this channel, but if they do end up watching this video, whether I make them or if they do it of their own free will, and they'll know who they are, they should feel ashamed, because this just isn't right. Like, my school haven't dealt with this the way I would. If I were to deal with it, I would have kicked those kids out. I would have either kicked those kids out or given them harsh punishments. Like, I would if it was a one-off incident, I'd give them a warning. But if they were to continue, I would start giving them harsh punishments. Like, I'd give them a reflections, which is an isolation for a day, then 2 days, then a suspension for a week, let's say, or the equivalent of a week. But if it's a Thursday or Friday, we'll just have. Well, if it's a Wednesday, I'll just give them a week and a half. But I feel like people in the same community as me are in a similar position to an extent, because we always get discriminated against by someone. And I just sincerely hope that someone who will listen to me and have this dealt with, because I'm not going to stand by and just let myself and others in the LGBTQ community get discriminated against and bullied and harassed by not just this particular group of students, but on a wider scale, that I'm not going to let the entire community get treated horribly. And sometimes, in fact, I've got another story to tell before I say that. More recently, I think it had to have been last Thursday/Friday. It was mainly last Friday. This group of kids accused me of being on the street. I wasn't, and I know this doesn't sound relevant, yeah, but they accused me of being on this certain street and running off from them. But I didn't. I wasn't even in that area. I was already at home. I live on the opposite side of town to them. So, and I'd been dropped off by my uncle because I'd asked him to pick me up because I didn't feel safe on the way home. And, they wanted me to prove it, and, not long after, we had a super massive argument. Well, we'd had arguments on Thursday over something stupid. One of these kids who was accusing me of being there when I wasn't, actually, they didn't say anything homophobic or anything like that, but some of the stuff they did say did hint at them being homophobic. But, as I've said, I'm not going to say the names, because they'll know who they are. But, if I have any more incidents with him, I'm just going to go and speak with a member of staff who I trust, who's not my head of year, because I've reported tons of stuff that's happened to my head of year over this last few months, or over this last few years. Most of it's not even been remotely dealt with. There were an incident in year 7 between me and another kid, and he calls me a panic attack, and I think he got away with it mostly. I think he got a phone call home to just basically say that he's caused a student to have a panic attack. But yeah, I think he, for the most part, got away with it. He maybe got a detention, but that's just one example. I feel like I might go higher up this time. I feel like I might just go to someone else. I might go to the head teacher or someone who works with my head of year, but who I know will do something. Because if I don't do something, I think it's just going to be massive issues in the future. Like, if I'm in their classes in year 10 and 11, I think I'm gonna suffer, and I don't want to suffer anymore. I've suffered for long enough. But anyway, what I was going to say is that I just feel like this world's, or that this community is just always bullied. And in my opinion, the LGBTQ community may never be fully accepted, but I sincerely hope it doesn't get to the point where more people are saying this. But I just sincerely hope that we start being accepted more. Like, most people, well, people for the most part of my school accept me for who I am. Like, yeah, there's one or two kids who don't accept me, but I don't really like them anyway, so it's a mutual feeling. But honestly, like, if I could have one wish, it would be that the LGBTQ community would be treated fairly. Would be both the LGBTQ community and the non-LGBTQ community are treated equally. Like, everyone who's straight and everyone who's bi, gay, etc. are treated equally. Like, I understand that that may not always be a good thing, but the benefits will definitely outweigh the drawbacks. But guys, I think I've rambled on for long enough for today. So, see you in the next video. Be safe, my darlings. Be strong.